Hey YouTube, hey, I hope everybody's doing well. Well, let's see, I've been starting to do some soft wash lately, and of course my first job is a little over the top, and it's a very large church I'm working on. And so one of the problems I'm running into is access. I can't get vehicles around a lot of the sections of this church, and so I have to get everything in by hand. So in order to do this job, one thing I've been working on or building is a mobile Softwash cart that I can pull by hand. And it's taken me a little bit to figure the bugs out, and there's still a couple of odds and ends to work on. But I've got a pretty good working model, I guess, that I've used on the job, and it's worked very, very well. And it's easy, it's relatively inexpensive, and it gets around and does the job really good. So we're going to spin you around, and we'll have a quick look at it. So this is my Mobile Softwash Caddy, and it's very straightforward. It's simply a 14-gallon gas caddy, as you can tell, and then underneath I've got two U1 series batteries connected in parallel, so I'm still running a 12-volt system. I've got just a standard pump, no problem, and I carry 50 feet of hose, which so far has been more than sufficient to get the job done, especially since I can take the cart to the job instead of having to run my hose around the house or do whatever. The hose simply wraps around the cart. It'll hang on the cart, and you reel it around with you. And I'm a fan. A lot of people are going to criticize me for it, but I'm a fan of this stainless steel hose. I love it. It's lightweight. It doesn't kink. It pulls around almost anything. But if I did it again, I wouldn't do these shutoffs. I'd get a hose without shutoffs and add them separately. The reason is these shutoffs are very small and very restrictive, and so without those it opens the hose up quite a bit. But I haven't found, on the short 50-foot hose, I haven't found enough restriction to change the distance I can shoot or the volume I can shoot. So I'm a real fan of this stainless steel hose, but that, again, that's just me. Now I chose a very specific gas caddy, and that was for one reason. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was the Duramax Scepter, I think they call it. And Vever had one that did the same thing, but that center hole where they've got a hanger they put in, it passes all the way through the tank. The two layers of the tank press together, so there's no space between that, so your bolt that passes through does not contact the fluid. And that, I thought that was key, because this is so corrosive that your bolt's going to be eaten away very quickly, and also more potential for leaks. The pump is just a standard pump. I got that on Amazon, just like everything else, or almost everything else, and I'll put a link in the description. Make sure to check the description for links and things. I mounted the motor on a piece of plexiglass, mainly because I had it in the shop, but also obviously non-corrosive and nothing's going to bother it. I'm using Velcro just to help keep it in place, secure it where it needs to go, and then there's a bolt running through the center of the tank, through the center of the motor mount, and that secures at the back and just holds everything tight, so make sure the Velcro has no chance to move. These are simple ratchet straps, as you can see, and once I got them to where I wanted them, I cut them to length, and melted the ends. I just use hooks off the rubber bungee cords to hook it to this cart. Now the Duramax tank, they've changed the output port, and I hate that they did. The other one would have worked better, but this is going to be fun. We're going to make it work. And so far I want to change this to a quick connect so I can do a better job of draining the tank and flushing the tank. But for now I'm just removing this fitting right here, and then flush the tank once I get done the job. My battery's on the bottom. Like I said, it's two U1s in parallel, and I got a little clip that I can put in here about that. There's the back of the bolt that passes through the tank, and I've never owned a gas caddy like this, but going by what I can see in videos and advertising and different clips and whatever, the ones that have the little hatch thing on the front that opens, I'm guessing there's inserts in the plastic that it screws into, and I was very concerned about those corroding. I didn't think they would be secure enough for the motor. for the pump rather. So that's specifically why I got this tank. And if I didn't say, I think Vever's got one that has the same feature where the bolt can go through the center of the tank without contacting the fluid. And I put my switch on the back, simply get it farther away from fluid, and I've got a little voltage meter on top. And it's easy peasy, guys. There's nothing to it. And I'm going to show you some video clips of using it on the job. Okay, so the main reason I'm using the U1 batteries is for space, because they fit well underneath the dolly. And also I want to change these to lithium iron phosphate down the road, and these were just an easy fit. Plus, like I said, I had these batteries, so I thought that was a good starting place. Now on the charging line, so I've got these in parallel rather, so it's all 12 volt. I've got a 20 amp fuse down here on the power side. I've got connectors outside. I mean, there's nothing remarkable about it. I've got a waterproof switch on the outside that shows my voltage. It has a voltage meter on it, which I added. It didn't come on the switch. And we're simply using, I forget what they're called, simply using these connectors. It's easy peasy, really. And I think I told you this is a Harbor Freight box, 12 bucks. The U1s fit perfectly. A little bit of foam around to pack it. I had that foam from the batteries I put in my wife's scooter. Oh, I've got another little trick to show you. Hang on. Okay, so this meter, actually my neighbor gave it to me, and it does several different things, but the one thing it does that is awesome for this is a flow meter. So you turn it on, and there's your total gallons that have passed through it. So all you got to do is put it in your tank. So you put in 3 gallons of SH, and you want a 5% mix. Let's see which way to go. Caught me looking. I got a little over, but there it is. I mean, it's that easy. Another bonus too is you can use this as your reservoir for your downline feeding. So if you're using a pressure washer that you're feeding downline at the gun, then you can take this, drop the batteries off, put your SH in here, and drag this to wherever you're spraying. And then I'm using a 20-foot pickup hose, so you got 20 feet either side of your tank. And you got your SH right there where you want it. You're not carrying it around. It's easy to manage and handle. You got 20 feet up the ladder, whatever you need. It just makes it easy to work around the job site. Well, guys, I hope this is helpful. It's good. I hope it's good information. Hope it might give you ideas on things you can do for yourself or on your own. Different ways of approaching the project. If this is even something you need. So anyway, like and subscribe, please, and check the description for any links that I might have. Thanks, guys. See ya.